To the near side. Patrick Smith still in at running back. Mike Wright to throw. Quick hitter over the middle. Touchdown, Commodores. Will Sheppard from 8 yards out. And the Doors have taken the lead with 32 seconds left to play. Could the streak come to an end here in Lexington?
I know you feel it in the nighttime, and you've given all your days while they were waiting on the right time. You went and made your wave. I don't need reasons to live. There's no reason to quit. It's all I know. So once again, I'm gone with the summer. Yeah. Gone with the summer. Once again, I'm gone with the summer. They be trying to count us out, we highly endowed. They must not know what's at stake, what we fighting about. This tradition to a wordsmith, the missile shooter. I'm my automatic sniper, I bet this'll do ya. I give reason and ether to all the line soldiers. I'm undefeated, my region remains on my shoulders. I've cried nights, that's only because of highlights. I find life in knowing I'm playing mine right. Wicked crimes from them wanna be crowned. Try to lead me to the deep where I might cunningly drown. At times I thought they got me where they wanted me now. But like the sun, I rise up when I don't wanna be down, and that's real. I know you feel it in the nighttime, and you've given all your days while they were waiting on the right time. You went and made your wave. I don't need reasons to live. There's no reason to quit, it's all I know. So once again, I'm gone with the summer. Yeah. Gone with the summer. Yeah, yeah.
Will Sheppard's full name is William Miles Sheppard. He was born in Ruston, Louisiana, son of Willie Sheppard and Rebecca Boyd. He has one brother, Nate.
He made a run down there, and I walked up to him and I was like, dude, it's just fun to watch you play.
Mandeville running back Nate Sheppard is coming off a stellar sophomore campaign where he led the Skippers in both rushing and receiving with 1,700 yards and 25 touchdowns.
So with the way football is developing right now at the running back position, I mean, you got to be able to do both sides and do both of it, you know? So that's what I try to do.
It's magnified because of what we can do offensively and the way we're set up, but he's got a phenomenal skill set because he's phenomenal running the ball, but he's got a great set of hands, and he runs great routes, and his ability to win in one-on-ones and stuff like that is it's next level stuff.
In the months leading up to his junior year, Sheppard made a conscious effort to be bigger and faster, adding 10 pounds to a skill set that features 4.4 speed.
Going to the camps, you know, one thing you hear from all these other college running backs is, you know, you got to be fast. These are all fast out here. Everybody play at the same level, so you just got to improve your game to get faster up there.
Nate Sheppard currently holds offers from schools like Ole Miss, Georgia Tech, Pitt, and Vanderbilt, where his older brother and former Skipper star Will Sheppard is an all-SEC performer. The standard Will has set for his younger brother serves as motivation for one of the top backs in the class of 2025.
Brotherly rivalry, you know, just pushing each other, getting better, you know. I'm trying to beat him, what he did here, you know, he's trying to set what I'm going to do at college, you know, and we just push each other.
The following is taken from the articles The Good Shepherd by Chad Bishop and Will Sheppard Becoming His Best Self by Aidan Rutman. Those who know Will Sheppard best are not surprised. Those who don't shouldn't be. The emergence of Sheppard as one of Vanderbilt's top receivers is rooted in the all too familiar case of a prospect lost in the shuffle and the circumstances of a program finding a new identity. Those factors have led to the intersection of Sheppard's rising stardom. I've always known deep down what I can do, and I've just been waiting to really showcase that, Sheppard said. Now the spotlights are on.
Gillespie's in the backfield with Swan. Read it, toss it. Inside the 15, touchdown Vanderbilt. A PAT away from tying it. One play after the stop on defense, Vanderbilt is in the end zone. Sheppard again.
Sheppard does a really nice job of breaking that first tackle. First tackles are the bane of defensive coaches' existence when they don't happen, because you don't tackle a guy like Sheppard, he's going to slough you off and make you pay with 6 points. Was a 14-point lead.
Sheppard spent most of his childhood in Florida before returning to the Pelican State in middle school. He's played football since the 3rd grade. At Vanderbilt High School, a 40-minute drive across Lake Pontchartrain from New Orleans, Sheppard was tall yet undersized. There were not many signs to indicate Sheppard would turn into something special. When I got him, he was 6'3" and maybe 170 pounds. His junior offseason, going into his senior year, he worked extremely hard in the weight room, put on 15 pounds, came back 185, 190 pounds, and really just exploded, Vanderbilt High School head coach Hutch Gonzalez said. There was nobody in our district, or really anywhere, that we found that would match up with him one-on-one. Sheppard's numbers from his 2019 season are worth the double take. He caught 77 balls for 1,454 yards and 28 touchdowns. In just 14 games, that averaged out to 103.9 yards and 2 touchdowns per contest. Still, Sheppard's phone and inbox weren't exactly blowing up with college coaches. He had just 4 scholarship offers from football bowl subdivision programs and none from a Power 5 team. Gonzalez theorized that since the signing period timeframe has shifted so much in recent years, that most programs had their recruiting classes written in ink, while Sheppard was turning heads in the fall of 2019. But then, Devin Fitzsimmons, Vanderbilt's special teams coordinator and tight ends coach, in 2019 caught wind of Sheppard's success. Fitzsimmons also happened to be teammates with Gonzalez at Covington High School in Louisiana. Soon, Vandy had offered Sheppard a scholarship. He then committed in December of 2019 and signed in February of 2020. He chose Vanderbilt over 13 teams, including West Point, Richmond, and UTSA.
Welcome into Vanderbilt Football National Signing Day 2020, joined by Vanderbilt head coach Derek Mason, Vanderbilt Director of Player Personnel Austin Everson. We'd like to introduce Will Sheppard to the Vanderbilt football family. Austin, this guy is a playmaker at wide receiver.
Yeah, we're excited about Will. He definitely adds a weapon on the outside, a guy that's caught 33 touchdowns in his career, but if you look at him, great hands catcher, huge catch radius, and when he runs, he's just effortless. He's smooth, he glides, and just really also has a short area quickness, so off the ball, off press, he can get away from the guy, create separation at the top of his break. But I think really, then you see him play basketball, right? You see him, and you see his dunk tapes with alley-oops, with windmill jams. The guy's an elite athlete.
Yeah, when you look at Will, I think when you watched him play basketball, he averaged 25-plus points a game. He comes from good stock. Both mom and dad were really good student athletes at La Tech. My dad, was explosive. Mom was an outside hitter, definitely athletic. And so for him, he does come from good stock. But Will, that family is close. He's got a younger brother, Nate, who I believe is going to be just as good as Will. But, in this, man, he's competitive, and he understands the value of great education. He wants to do it on this stage, and I'm excited.
The first play of the 2019 football season, Will Sheppard, 60-yard touchdown reception. That's the type of playmaking ability he'll bring to West End. William Sheppard, welcome to the Vanderbilt football family.
Sheppard was used sparingly in Vandy's first 6 games of 2020. Finally, on November 21st, he made his first career reception against Florida, an eye-opening grab that went for 24 yards.
That's today.
Again jumping in the neutral zone. The Gators. It's a shot play down the sideline, 50-50 ball, and it looks like it will be another first down for Vanderbilt. That's Will Sheppard, a true freshman.
Like a basketball play.
He would make just one more reception the following week and ended the campaign with 2 grabs for 30 yards. "I'm not surprised," Willie Sheppard said of his son's recent success. "You talk about a kid who I've seen his whole life, who not only has tremendous athletic ability, but he has had some of the more important things in terms of the drive, the passion, and the focus from an early age. He's a little more of an introvert. He's not much of a verbal guy, but you could see at a very early age he was a sponge. One of my favorite things about him is he's always listening. He may not always use your advice, but he listens and he processes. He's always been a self-driven kid, and he's always been coachable." The younger Sheppard also averaged 19.4 points, 10.4 rebounds, 2.6 assists, and 1.6 steals in 27 games on the basketball court as a senior in high school. Will Sheppard was more than just an athlete for Vanderbilt. He was a star, a leader, a program cornerstone with lofty goals for himself. "My biggest goal is to play to the best of my ability," Sheppard said, "to be the best receiver in the conference and the nation, and become a high-round NFL draft pick."
Going up top, Vanderbilt responds. There goes Will Sheppard. He's still on his feet, dancing around. Will has been a big play guy for Vanderbilt this year. He's down inside the 25 to the 22-yard line.
Listed at 6'3", 198 pounds, Sheppard was built to be a receiver. Not only is he slender and quick, but he also possesses elite jump ball ability with his towering height. It's something that has lent him an advantage over many smaller cornerbacks, especially when it comes to scoring touchdowns. During his first season at Vanderbilt in 2020, Sheppard entered a bit of a tough situation. He was already far down the depth chart as a freshman. After a full season with the Commodores, Sheppard was ready to take a step forward. As a sophomore in 2021, Sheppard led all Commodores with 4 touchdown receptions, gaining 560 yards through the air, second on the team. His breakout game came during a rainy home matchup with the UConn Huskies, when he had 8 catches for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. In 2022, Sheppard took it to a different level. Many of the team's top receivers had all left, and there were unsurprisingly question marks at wide receiver. Sheppard silenced all questions. He caught 60 passes for 776 yards and emerged as the true wide receiver 1 on a team that desperately needed offensive playmakers. He wasted no time doing so, catching 2 touchdowns in 3 of the team's first 4 games of the year.
One, we just had to get first game jitters out. I mean, what you saw today was just a part of our operation and how we play, Vanderbilt football. So I think kind of just they were giving us the looks that we had prepared for. Of course, with a new defensive coordinator, they was throwing out just some different things, but we were ready for it. And so we just had to get our first game jitters out the way and then just go play football. One play that just sticks out to me is the long run that I had. If anybody goes back and watches it, go watch the block Will Sheppard had. And it was the loudest thing I've ever heard. I mean, but that's just the total effort piece and our offense clicking and tremendous job up front. But a receiver who's blocking downfield, and I always say this, if there's a long run, somebody blocked downfield. And oh my goodness, was that a block. So
Sheppard ended his 2022 season with 9 touchdowns. He etched his name in the school's history books as he caught the game-winning touchdown with just 32 seconds remaining, which helped the Commodores upset Kentucky on the road and end their 26-game SEC losing streak.
just try to hate. They want something to debate. I just chill and meditate. Plus 2 shows in every state. Cause it can go one of 2 ways. You can say E for the blow, take that to the grave. Either way, I'm getting paid. Either way, the money ain't laid. It's funny how they stream what they hate. Funny how they stream what they hate. Yeah. Okay. It can go one of 2 ways. You can say E for the blow, take that to the grave. Either way, I'm getting paid. Either way, the money ain't laid. Funny how they stream what they hate. Probably get the girl, give me plays. Yeah. I don't wanna talk, get a ringtone. Out on the beach like I'm Lilo. Plaques on my wall like I'm CeeLo. Go to what you mean, bro? I own everything with a repo. Cash out looking like a cheat code.
Well, what's this whole process like for you? I think you guys had workouts this morning on campus. What was it like going from there, putting on the suit immediately, and then coming down here and talking to all us and kind of unofficially kicking off college football?
It's definitely a surreal feeling being here, and definitely excited to be here and blessed to be here. You know, we had workouts at 6 a.m. this morning, which nobody else did, but, you know, that's part of our process, and I think what sets us apart from everybody else. But, you know, had to take a minute after those workouts to cool off so I wouldn't just be sweating in the suit.
On the front row, right side.
Hey, Will. AP Stedham, AP and Kelly, as we see at syndicated radio. Will, was that the biggest moment for you, catching that touchdown last year against Kentucky? And what can you tell us about the quarterback situation at Vanderbilt?
Yeah, I think definitely that was my biggest college football moment so far in my career. That was a big win for us and a big game. Quarterback situation, you know, we got A.J. Swan, who's set as a starter right now, but he's going to keep working. He's got to earn it every day just like everybody else. We got a bunch of guys after him that are very capable and that we do trust to fill in spots if need be.
Front row here.
Chris Farblin, KCOU 88.1 FM. Playing in the SEC, you go against the best players in the country, and of course you had a big year last year, 776 yards, 9 touchdowns. I was going to ask, so far in your college career, who's probably the best corner that you would say you've gone up against in a game?
There's been a bunch of good ones. Being in the SEC, you know, everybody's pretty good. My freshman year, I ain't play against him that much, but J.C. Horn, who's on the Panthers now, he was really good. Last year, Chris from Mizzou, he was here yesterday. He's really good. I played 7-on-7 with him in high school for a year. Cam Smith from South Carolina, he's really good too. So there's a bunch of guys.
You come from a football crazy state, yet you went to Vanderbilt. What drew you to Vanderbilt, and what's been the best thing that you've experienced there?
Coming out of high school, Vanderbilt was my only Power 5 offer, so I took it and ran with it, and now here I am. But best moment is probably that Kentucky game, just the feeling after the game of getting that win in the locker room and the excitement.
Side, third row.
You talked about the momentum that Kentucky win at Kentucky, you know, built for you guys. Just what is it about going against a team like Kentucky, and obviously the respect that you guys had to achieve that? What did it kind of do for you guys mentally?
You know, I think any week you go, we're playing in the SEC, the best conference in the world. You're going against top talent, no matter who the team is, Kentucky, Florida, Georgia, anybody. You're going to be playing the best people, best players, best athletes. You know, that momentum from that game, you saw it carried on to the Florida game with a big win there, and I think it's just going to continue to grow and carry us into this season too.
We have Will for a few more minutes. Any other questions? Okay. Left side, fourth row.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. Any games on the schedule you've got circled that would mean a lot to you this season?
I think every game is pretty much circled. Looking forward to playing everybody. You know, there's certain games, of course, where you're going to have more, not necessarily more attention to, but you might be more excited for. You know, I personally like playing the bigger teams, the teams that are up there in the rankings and stuff like that, the Georgias, the Tennessees, playing against South Carolina teams like that. I'm looking forward to them all.
We have 2 final questions. First one here.
Will, what do you try to do this past summer and right now to get better as a wide receiver? I mean, you had some chances in the past, but this summer in particular, what are you trying to do to get much better as a wide receiver?
I think the thing that's been a big difference this summer going is I've been getting more grades from scouts and things like that, and I've been looking at the weaknesses and trying to turn those into positives going into this. Certain things just within my game that need to be improved.
His 9 touchdowns not only led the team, but ranked 2nd in the SEC and 11th in all of the FBS. His efforts were good enough to earn him second-team All-SEC honors, per the Associated Press. Despite being NFL draft eligible, Sheppard returned to Nashville for his senior season in 2023. As the only senior wide receiver on the team, he knew he could serve as a veteran presence for the young Vanderbilt receivers. "I think you just have to lead by example," Sheppard said. "Show how to do things. Show the right way, especially with the younger guys. Teach them the right way to do things. Go first in the reps. Show them the techniques. Pull them to the side, and do things of that sort."
Backfield in Motion. This is a nonprofit in the Nashville area. You're heavily involved. Explain that to us.
It's basically a chance for me to go out there and get around a bunch of kids who are in lesser communities and just basically they revolve everything around sports. You know, they preach that sports can help you in the regular world. We go out there, I go out there, they play basketball, they play football, they play baseball, I play all kinds of different sports, and I'm just out there with them, trying to motivate them. I tell them what it's like as you get higher levels, and I try to help encourage them and make sure that they stay good in their studies. That's the biggest thing with them is making sure that they're on top of their school. That's what they help them with. They use sports to do that.
What is the most important message that you have for them?
I think the two things I tell them the most is just stay focused and always make sure to keep working hard. You know, you never get anywhere without working hard. And even if no matter where you come from or who you are or what you have in front of you, the harder you work, the higher your chances are of getting to where you want to get. So I think that's the biggest thing I try to teach them.
And obviously you are a role model. I know that's a lot to deal with for somebody that's relatively young, but you seem like you wear that well. Is that a responsibility, or is that just something that you've been blessed with?
I think it's more something I've been blessed with. You know, I love the chance to go out there with those kids. You know, they're all pretty funny. They got some great athletes out there too as well. They just have more challenging backgrounds, and I think just helping them and guiding them in the right direction just makes me feel good.
Sheppard entered the transfer portal following a season where he recorded 684 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. He led the Commodores in receiving yards and led the wide receiver group in touchdowns. On his career, Sheppard has notched 2,067 receiving yards and 21 touchdowns. He is tied for third all-time in receiving touchdowns in Vanderbilt history.
What's the case? It can go one of two ways. You can say E for the blow, take that to the grave. Either way, I'm getting paid. Either way, the money ain't laid. It's funny how you stream what he hate. Funny how you stream what he hate. Yeah. Okay. It can go one of two ways. You can say E for the blow, take that to the grave. Either way, I'm getting paid. Either way, the money ain't laid. Funny how they stream what he hate. Probably get the girl give me plays. Yeah. I don't wanna talk, get a ringtone. Out on the beach like I'm Lilo. Plaques on my wall like I'm CeeLo. Go to stick, what you mean, bro? I own everything with a repo. Cash out looking like a cheat code. It can go one of two ways.